walking with J.Beau. Got another doggy friend. Hi! Got another doggy friend barking. I have an overcast sky today, as you can see. Noticeably muggier today after being nice yesterday, and earlier today at the range was very nice, but it is definitely getting more humid. It's gonna be in the 90s Monday. It's gonna get muggier tomorrow still. So I'm gonna have the 90s Monday and Tuesday here, and muggy. I already know I'm not going to be walking tomorrow. I got things I'm doing tomorrow. So, deciding what route I should take today. Seeing if I should pick up some shoot cycling materials if I find it. Everything is delayed the next day because of the holiday. July 4th was yesterday. So yesterday's trash day would be today, but I see trash out and it hasn't been picked up, so maybe they are not picking trash up. That would be wild. Trash out on this street too. Should have been picked up yesterday, so it should have been picked up today. I put our trash out on the normal day and they picked it up July 4th. So, very strange. Whatever. Hope you guys are having a wonderful July 4th weekend. I'm gonna get some exercise in. Probably get a pretty good sweat going today just because it's humid. Uploaded a new video on the channel for our 1911s. We shot 3 different ones, and we had some good film footage. At least I thought so. Yeah, everybody's got their trash out to be picked up today, and it's not getting picked up. Somebody screwed up. don't know what the hell that was about. Road rage. Somebody's road raging. I thought they were yelling at me. They were yelling at the car in front of them. I don't want any trouble. I don't want to have to shoot anybody. I'm not even making a joke. You know, a lot of people today should realize you're in Maine and you shouldn't get in somebody's grill threatening them. Anyway, I'll turn the camera around. Some people today are just crazy. So if you heard any of that hollering, that was somebody driving by hollering something. I don't know what the hell they were hollering. I figured out they were yelling at the car in front of them. I thought they were yelling at me because of my shirt. A lot of crazy people out there, man. Crazy. Hello.
Hi there. How are you?
Pretty good.
Nice day.
Beautiful day. It's perfect. So I'm going to do our 6 miles, and that's the lady I was telling you about that has deer that comes across her property here. I've seen her out here collecting acorns before in the fall, and she feeds them to the deer all winter, I guess. So some people are losing their damn minds. Saw something kind of interesting today. I'm sure they're not going to talk about it too much in the media. And that would be, there was supposed to be nationwide protest against Trump today, and I saw a couple of film footages online. One of them was in a pretty big city, and I don't think there was more than 10 people that showed up. And I don't think this thing of Trump being Hitler or a dictator is catching on. So I don't know. These people they're gonna run out of steam because things are going good. And the media cycle today, I saw something really good, is that President Trump's baby bank accounts started up. They're going to be starting up very shortly. And what that is where you have people, babies that are born, get $1,000 deposited into a trust fund that the baby can't touch until they're 18, and that's money that's going to be investing. It'll accrue over their lifetime. Then when they're 18, they'll have money for college. So it's something Democrats have wanted to do for a long time, and the best they could do was similar programs, but for certain people, victims of abuse or something like that. So this was something different. This is somebody's device, some kind of a medical device that you clip on, and it has these stick-on pads here, sensor pads, and it says here low back, hip, knee, shoulder, hand, wrist. So I don't know what this is. It might be one of those electrode things to stimulate back muscles and stuff. I'm gonna leave that right here in case somebody comes back by here. So I don't know whose it is, but it's obvious that they were walking down here or jogging or something and it fell off, and they're probably upset that they lost it. So I'll leave it there in case somebody backtracks. So anyway, it's a damn good day today. I watched the fireworks in Washington, D.C. last night. My brother and I were getting pissed. We were getting pissed off. And I swear to God it was done on purpose. I really do. The camera angles that they used for the fireworks were terrible. Briefly, they would pan back, zoom back, and you could see the fireworks going off like you're supposed to. Look great. And then all of a sudden it would zoom way up on something and you'd get half a firework exploding. And they just kept zooming up on stuff stupidly. And it became apparent to me that it was being done on purpose. And the reason why I say that is they did this during his last term also, with White House press briefings. They have a media pool, okay? The media pool streams this stuff to all the other media services. So that one camera guy, whatever he was choosing to record or video, would go to ABC News, Fox News used this feed, Fox Business had this feed, Newsmax had it. All the media people had the same feed that was being screwed up on purpose. And it's done by the AP. It's the AP or Reuters video pool feed. Usually it's the AP. All these people that live broadcast on YouTube, they pay AP for the rights to stream their stuff. Whether it's rockets flying into Gaza or whatever the live camera feed is that these YouTubers use live, they pay for license. So agenda-free TV, for example, and those kind of things. Or when they have a camera set up outside a courthouse for some big case, that sort of thing. So about a dozen different live feeds I checked out to try to find a better feed. They all had this same feed, all of them. ABC News, Fox 5 in Los Angeles, etc., so on. And they did it on purpose. I know they did. They have this great fireworks display, and for some inexplicable reason, they zoom up on smoke in the Lincoln Memorial. They zoomed up on reflections on the reflection pool. And I realize it's called the reflection pool, but you know, this was stupid. It was just dumb. It was really bad. And we got pissed off about it. But what can you do? They used to do that during President Trump's press conferences. The volume would go way up, where everything would distort for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then Trump would be done speaking, and somebody else would come on to answer questions like Dr. Birx or Fauci or something, and then the volume would go back to normal. So, you know, they have these interns who are liberals. You know, they work for AP. They're liberal young people in their 20s, usually, apprenticing, early 20s, internships, and they're playing games, probably with the blessing of their supervisor. And that kind of stuff just pisses me off, but I'm sure that's what they did. Oh, we just almost saw an accident. That person right there almost backed out in front of that vehicle, and he almost did it again. Or she almost did it again. She just almost got hit twice. I don't want to see that today. So anyway, I'm sure that they did it on purpose because they're petulant, petty children. And they're losing their minds, folks. They're losing their damn minds. Trump is winning on all cylinders, and they don't know what to do. There's nothing they can do about it. Even today, you know, you get the Florida Everglades, and you have the alligator Alcatraz, and you have all these liberals angry about that because they're deporting migrants from there. And so these two ecological groups filed lawsuits, and they found out that the Department of Justice circumvented them already, anticipating that they were going to do that, and told the courts that the DOJ has authority over anything federal, because the lawsuit was going to be that federal agencies have to do testing for the environment and the animal ecology. So they filed a lawsuit to stop this detainment center, and then it was revealed that the DOJ had anticipated that ahead of time, and actually the detention center was built under Florida state supervision, so it's not federal. So that's the way you get around these people, is to read what they're going to do in the future and be smart, and then gum up their works when they try to sue you to make you stop. So very cool news today. So nothing's going to stop the migrants from being deported. And these people are just incorrigible. It's just unbelievable at this point, the lengths that they'll go to. Instead of just letting democracy be democracy, and then they claim they know what democracy is, and we're being fascist. And they're the ones doing things to prevent democracy. It's like the ultimate hypocrisy. They're trying their news stories that aren't working. Like there was one part of this detention center that had some water flooding in. So they're trying to make it look like these awful, horrendous conditions with flooding. It's hot and humid down there, and, you know, and then the press information is released. They got air conditioning. They have a doctor there, medical staff, They have AC, they have clean bedding done, changed every day. They have, what else do they have? Oh, they even have a pastor. They even have a pastor in there, because a lot of these people are Christian and Catholic from Central America. And so they're being well taken care of. Because they knew they were going to do this, you know, because we've seen enough of the remember the infamous Border Patrol on horseback that were whipping migrants with their reins. Remember that? They were whipping migrants, and all they were doing is controlling their horse. You had a still frame of a migrant running away from them and that thing flopping around. They're whipping migrants. Joe Biden canceled horseback for Border Patrol because of that. And that led to migrants dying out in the desert, because this is the only way Border Patrol has to get out there. That's why they use horses. You can't bring vehicles out there. They get stuck in the sand, and you know. So, you know, they found dead migrants out there that probably would have been found if Border Patrol had been able to use horses. That's how stupid these people are. They don't care about the migrants. You know, they're just tools to be used for politics. You've got to get the Republicans. These people are sick. They're pathetic. They're really horrible people. We have been nicer to migrants than these people have. You know, we're deporting people, but we're giving them a chance to self-deport. If you self-deport, here's $1,000. Here's a plane ticket to go anywhere you want to go. You have to leave, though. And if you don't take it and we forcibly remove you, you're going to be on a list of people that can never come back again. You'll never become a U.S. citizen ever again. Ever. You'll never be here again. So, a lot of people realize that if they take the money and a plane ticket, $1,000 goes a long way in Mexico, and you can come back illegally and do it the right way. And I realize they have to deal with cartels, things like that. That's no longer our problem. It's not our problem. The border is closed. For the first time ever, our border has had 0 crossings. Big goose egg, not one single person. Last month it was 1 person. For the month of June it was 0. And now there's like $64 billion in the big beautiful bill to fund ICE and also fund deportation, detention centers, supplies, and also adding more ICE agents, as well as the self-deport incentive. And also there's plenty of money to completely finish the wall. And you have some people arguing, well, we've closed the border. Why do we need to waste money on a wall now? We've successfully closed it. And I'm thinking, yeah, well, as soon as we get a Democrat president, guess what's going to happen? They're going to open the border again. Build a fucking wall, okay? Just build the fucking wall. So, right? Tell me I'm wrong. Nothing gold can stay. A famous author said that. So, someday Trump will be out of office. things will be a lot different. Even if we get a Republican president, they'll have their own thing to do. That's what we do. And if a Democrat wins, well, a Democrat wins. People wanted to have somebody else besides Trump. We had a COVID pandemic. They cheated. And unfortunately, we needed to have Joe Biden to show how bad their policies are. Problem is, all these migrants we have here now, millions of them, they gotta go. They gotta go because they're gonna affect the census. So Trump has a plan to change how the census is done. They're gonna have a different angle on that. Got to get rid of birthright citizenship, which I believe the Supreme Court's going to take that up in October. And birthright citizenship was brought about at the end of the Civil War, having to do with slavery, because the slaves were freed, and that was brought about as people that were born in slavery became American citizens. And now it's being abused for immigration, which was not its intended purpose. And I think the Trump administration is going to win on that. And because if you research it, that really does make sense. So we'll see what they do with that, and we'll see if it goes anywhere. There's going to be another big, beautiful reconciliation bill in April next year, and between now and then, we'll try to pass what we can pass. And the U.S. House and Senate says they are going to be busy. They're going to work all through this year, the rest of it, and it's going to be interesting. Legislative session ends, I believe, at the end of September. They might have a couple of other things going between then and Christmas. So we'll see what they come up with. Now that they get this big, beautiful bill passed early, that's the thing. By the time midterms come next year, the effects of it will be in full swing. And if the effects of it are not good, then Republicans are finished. If it's as good as I think it's going to be, then I cannot imagine people voting for Democrats who don't have any policies. And the Democrats are just going to run on, we're going to make things good for you, and we're going to tax the rich, and we're going to lower costs that way by taxing the rich. And by that time, all this stuff that's kicking in, I fully expect people to be having more money in their pocket and doing better things with earning money, less taxes, and things should be going pretty good a year and a half from now, the next election. So, is it 17 months? Yep. So, my friends, we are going to be in for a ride like we usually are. But this is all good, really good. The left is starting to look defeated again. like I said, they really didn't get anybody to turn out for their protest today. Yesterday, July 4th, they were supposed to protest nationally, and people didn't show up nationally. I think a lot of people just decided to go to fireworks and have fun instead of standing on a corner holding in a sign, crying and moaning when their lives really aren't that horrible. So I really don't understand these people. I really don't. So I'm going to turn the camera around now, and I'll catch some of the landscape. We just hit 2 miles. So we had a really good time shooting today. I shot a lot of 22, shot some 45 ACP, some 223 shotgun shells. Well, that flooding in Texas is really bad. When I first heard about it, I was like, okay, well, it's a flood. Then those kids turned up missing, those Christian girls that were camping. And they found 9 of them dead, unfortunately. That's the update. They found 2 that were alive. And they found I saw a video clip with a father who was down by the riverbanks searching for his daughter because she was camping with those girls. And while he was searching, he found a dead little boy. So, just awful. Just awful. Absolutely horrible. I saw a Google map image of a bridge with a whole neighborhood there. And then I saw media news footage while the flood was 26 feet above flood stage, and that whole neighborhood was underwater, gone. And the thing is the water rose 35 to 45 minutes. The water flash flooded from a normal river to 26-foot flood stage in less than an hour. While people were sleeping, because it was 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, like the worst possible time. And people were swept away in their beds. One girl was found floating on a mattress. Another girl was found in a tree 12 miles downstream. 12 miles downstream from where she lived. She was stuck in a tree in her underwear. Poor girl. I saw another clip of a vehicle getting picked up by the water, and the vehicle starts turning around, and the people are yelling at the woman inside, "Get out of your car, get out of your," and she froze. She didn't know what to do. She got swept away with her car. I'm sure she's dead. She had time to get out of her car. All she had to do was roll down her window and get out, or she could have opened the door. The water was only up to halfway up her wheel wells, and the car was starting to float. She panicked. She got swept away. So, how are you? So, damn shame. You gotta be ready for stuff to happen. You know, at least make some kind of effort. And that person that got washed away probably didn't want to abandon her car. She worked hard to pay for it, and you know, now it doesn't matter. I'm sure she's dead. She has to be. That thing just was sucked right into the water, gone. So that is a absolutely terrible thing that happened. That flood is awful. Prayers go out to the families. I mean, you know, just horrible. Always makes you wonder, you know, a lot of people ask questions like that. How does God let this happen? Well, I'm pretty sure God doesn't let things happen. Things just happen. These kids could have been called home for a reason, you know? Painful to think about, that's all I know. Saw some pictures of these kids. They were good kids. You know, and then you see people online, you know, I can even barely talk about it. People online that hate Christians and Christianity, and they laugh at God. I'm telling you right now, God will not be mocked. You know, they're laughing because these kids were Christian. Oh, where was God and Jesus helping? Where was your God when that happened? And they were laughing at these kids were killed. That's what you get on the internet. Absolute garbage. Some people are the absolute worst of the worst. So, I don't know what makes people tick. I don't know how people can do things like that and feel good about what they said or did without understanding the gravity of what they said. Where are we right now that people have been so desensitized that if somebody is different than you are, then they're scum? And you've heard me on this walk talk about Democrats, how I hate them. And I do. I don't hate Democrat voters. I hate Democrats. Politicians, these people who knowingly lie and push all these really stupid, ridiculous narratives that hurt kids. They hurt migrants. They're supposed to be promoting, you know, equality and DEI, and it's hurting migrants. It's hurting minorities. All these illegals come here, and people that migrated here legally, which we want, and we want legal migration, okay? So whenever one of these fucking assholes comes on and tells you that we're racist and we hate migrants and we hate illegals, we don't hate illegals. We want people to come here legally. Come one, come all, but come here legally. Legally. If you came here from a mental asylum or a jail, or you're a wife beater, we don't want you. Your own country don't want you. That's why you came here. If you're a tradesman, you're somebody that's willing to pick the fruit and all that stuff, come here legally, become a citizen. So anyway, you have illegal people that move into your neighborhood and they start doing what people do. Well, I'm going to mow your lawn. Okay, well, the contractor who has to pay taxes, has a registered LLC, and has employees he pays. He has payroll, pays taxes. He's a Hispanic guy, came here, American citizen, did it the right way, got his own company, cleaning carpets, landscaping, whatever, computer tech, whatever it is. And these people come in illegally, don't have to pay taxes. And they undersell these people. So somebody charges $200 to do something. These guys, I'll do it for $100. I'll do it for $100. Well, people pay them to do it for $100. So that hurts Hispanic businesses. And that's why they voted for Trump along the border towns. Because they're the ones paying for it. The Democrats are hurting these people. And, you know, and that's why the Democratic Party is losing voters. Because these people were legal citizens able to vote, and they're being undercut by Democrat policies. So, you know, so make sure somebody online calls you a racist. Just say, we want legal migration. Legal immigrants, because they always bring out these old quotes. Bring us your huddled masses and all this other stuff. And we all come from immigrants. Yes, that's true. I come from an immigrant that came here legally. Legally, okay? Do you understand? So, and that's the difference. They want anyone with a face to be able to come here, and we want legal migration to make sure we're not letting in axe murderers or drug dealers or rapists or child rapists or male rapists. We don't want mama rapers. We don't want papa rapers. We don't want any rapers, okay? We don't want murderers. We don't want violent assault. Just like every other country doesn't want that. So, it really pisses me off when they push these narratives. And that's all they have. They don't have any policies. All they have is you're a racist. I think I'm going to use that restroom at the park up ahead here today. A lot of gnats out today. We've had a little bit of rain lately, and the sun's not out today, so I've been battling gnats even earlier at the range when the sun was out. We just hit 3 miles, about the halfway point of today's walk. They're only going to be with me for about 5.5 of that, though, maybe less. Alright, we'll walk up through the park. We're not doing any movies over here this year, at least not yet. They had a big giant screen set up here. Lewiston Police Department was doing kids movies, and this whole field here was full of kids watching. They're doing that in Lewiston at Simard Park down by the river this year. So I don't know if there's an alternate date they're going to do here. Last year it was kind of late in the summer. It was in August. So we'll see if they do that again. Commode. You can't come in with me. I'll be right back, my friends. Sign of the times. Hand sanitizer and a place to deposit your dirty syringes. Isn't that lovely? Place to put your sharps, they call it. Put your sharps in there. So anyways, yes, I used the hand sanitizer. And I know it works because it made a couple of exposed cuticle parts on my body here sting like a mother. So anyways, I hope everybody's having a good weekend. And I might actually try to watch Mad Max again. I've seen it a million times. It's one of my favorite movies. I've just always liked that movie. It's a very cool, clever movie. The original Mad Max. Road Warrior is okay too. But that first one is such a classic. Good cast. I like watching it in Australian. A lot of people don't know there's different versions. The American version, they overdubbed their voices to sound American. The original version has the Aussie accent. I have like 2 different Blu-rays of it. One was a reissued, remastered, and I have a couple of DVDs also, even going back to the old early DVDs. I got one of those, which I don't watch. I just keep them for collector value. Picture quality compared to what you can buy today is not very good. So car had a Team Trump bumper sticker on it. So that's nice. Always nice to see friendlies. It's warm and humid today, but I'm not dying or anything. I am getting a good sweat going, but it was much worse last week. Those walks that I had sweat going in my eyes. I'm not quite sweating that badly. Just hit 3.5 miles. Three and a half miles in 1 hour, 1 minute. So I'm doing about 16 to 17 minutes per mile, which is pretty good. Just keep your feet moving. I noticed the favorite sneakers I've been wearing for every walk, I'm starting to get tears on each one. I have a lot of pairs of shoes, but I have my favorite ones I walk in. So here's sirens. Bambulance. It's a bambulance. Yes, I'm pronouncing it like that on purpose. Everybody's got their AC on. You can hear the AC in the neighborhood. I think we'll hang a right down here today. Break on through to the other side. Break on through. Oh, yeah. I had to check to make sure there wouldn't be any thunderstorms, because it kind of looks like humidity is coming in and it's cloudy like this. So it's like, well, we might get some rain, which I wouldn't mind rain, but I don't want thunderstorms. I don't want to walk when there's lightning going off. Just hit 4 miles, according to my ear. left down here. Get away from the traffic. I slept about maybe 4 hours last night. So I'm not as fresh as I could be. So I'm not as talkative. Hope you don't mind, my friends. I'm just in it for the exercise. See if we get any pew-pew jugs. People get their trash out on the wrong day everywhere and it didn't get picked up. We'll see how long it sits out there. They're not collecting trash tomorrow. And when we have a holiday, let's say your regular trash day is on a Friday, and we have a holiday, they pick it up on Saturday. It delays everything a day. Well, today is Saturday, and they didn't pick it up. Got any jugs in here? We do. What, no cover? No cover? Don't have a cover. All right. No covers. Let's see what we got across the street here. I'll wait and cross. Pew-pew jugs. Got a sign here that says free, help yourself. I'm like, what? No vinyl records? Nothing here I want. What do we got over here? And we have 4-cycle fuel. See that? That's an empty container right here. Fill those up with water. We'll take that. Come over here. So we get some pew-pew jugs. May find something else around the corner here somewhere. So this may turn into a fortuitous pew-pew jug day. And if you should be new to the walks, I pick up empty jugs and we fill them with water. And we shoot them at the range and then we dispose of them properly in the trash. So I'm not seeing any trash out up ahead. So not everybody, but it's like some people got the right information and some people didn't. That's what it looks like. I played it safe by not putting any trash out. I did put some trash out and they came by and picked it up on the regular trash day. So I don't think July 4th interfered with trash pickup, and that's what it looks like, because these people's trashes aren't getting picked up. They put it out a day late because that's usually what you have to do. we got a small handful of containers anyway. They will pew just fine. Quite honestly, it feels like it's gotten muggier since we started walking, which is what they said it was going to do. I just didn't think it would be this noticeable. The steam is coming in, folks. Switch hands here. There we go. This is my system I have. See this? And we keep one tucked under the arm so my hand can drift free, and what that does is it keeps my hand away from the body, so I can just let these empty containers sit on my fingertips without using any arm strength. You can tell I've done this a few times. Still got 2.5 miles to go. And carrying these jugs, your arms get tired. I gotta carry the camera too. But these metal containers filled with water, those are really good to shoot. They put on a good show when you shoot them with soft points. You gotta use soft points or hollow points. Preferably pointed soft points. 30-30s, that sort of thing. We got some 308 with soft points. We also have 7.62 by 39 soft points. And I have some 223 pointed soft points that put on a wicked good show, let me tell you. Amazes me how petty the media is. Oh, look at this car. Very nice. Like an Oldsmobile or Pontiac. Pontiac Oldsmobile used to be the same thing. AMC. I don't know if you remember AMC, American Motor Company. Things have changed so much since I was a kid. General Motors now, used to be GMC. We had Oldsmobile, Pontiac, and Buick kind of in cahoots. Dodge, Chrysler, Buick. They used to do a lot of cahootsisms. About the time I got to change the battery. Oh, it looks like somebody's urine sample. You want somebody's urine sample? I don't. Somebody lost their urine sample, so it looks like to me. kayaks, canoes. Have church service tonight. Some people put trash out and some people didn't. So some people got the, like I said a little while ago, some people got the right info, the correct info. Well, I need to plan on somewhere to go hiking nearby that we haven't been to yet. Friggin' scooters are a menace. Got a new battery in here. Smell something cooking inside Simona's. Not Simona's, Bork's Parking Shop. Simona's is a hot dog stand downtown. World famous red hot dogs. If you've never heard of them, then I guess they were lying. Susan Collins goes there to eat sometimes when she comes into her office here in Lewiston, up the street from it. I doubt she walks over. Not these days. Not because of anything political, it's just that neighborhood where she has her office is now officially a crap hole. Just hit 5 miles. Took a little bit longer route today for an extra mile. We hit 5 miles already. Well, my younger brother is in the middle of quitting smoking. And he's doing real well. I'm proud of him for that. He's been smoking for a long time. Hope he makes it. I think he will. He's using something I didn't have when I quit. He's vaping. Now, a lot of people say that has issues of its own, but I can tell you it doesn't have all that tar and, you know, carcinogenic junk in it. But it's not the best for you. But it's giving him a chance. You can buy it in different strengths, so you can wean yourself off the nicotine to the point, slowly, eventually, where you can just stop doing it. And then he'll have just the psychological aspects, which are reaching for a pack of cigarettes that's not there. I did that even a year later. I was still doing that once in a while. But the physical addiction was pretty much gone for me 3 weeks to a month. I quit in 2001, February, in the middle of winter. Probably not the best time to quit. But I made it. I did it cold turkey. And I used to be really good at smoking. I was young and I was smoking 2.5 packs a day. Pretty much you have one lit all the time. I'd probably be dead by now if I hadn't stopped. So, anyway, I quit 24 years ago, and I'm 57. So, I think I made a good choice. Now if I get lung cancer, it'll probably be something like from breathing spray paint, from hobbies I like to do, like spraying paint targets for shooting. Paint those every weekend. And I try not to breathe it, I'm just saying, you know, who knows what the hell's in that stuff, I guess is what I'm saying. It says on the can it causes cancer in California. So I guess it's a good thing I don't live there. I know, it's, well, an old joke. But when I was in my 20s, I worked at an insulation fabrication company, aka also known as Infab, insulation fabrication. Infab, clever name, huh? God knows what I breathed in there. I used to cut this Pittsburgh Corning foam glass insulation, and you know, didn't wear respirators or masks, and every day you'd cough out like this black stuff, like that black lung disease, coal miners, you know. It was just like that. And that stuff was foam glass, expanded silica, and my arms would get cut up. So I always had these cuts and abrasions on my arms. Fun times, fun times. Did that for almost 3 years. What a crap hole that was. I think it was somewhere between $6 and $6.50 an hour back then, which wasn't good money then either. All right, we're getting where we're going. This is that field here. I've been trying to get those fireflies to show up at night, and they don't. This little field out here in the woods is full of fireflies. Or depending on what part of the country you come from, fireflies or lightning bugs. Cut across over here. Should probably hit the trails over here at some point soon. Do a woods hike. now that tick season is just about done until late fall. Whew, good workout today. Dick and Die. Dick and Die have license plates. So I got my new license plates, and I did get my personalized plates. I couldn't remember if I did that last year or not. I like having vanity plates. Five and a half miles. I still have a ways to go. So I'll sign off with you up ahead, and then I'll finish my walk. Stomach's growling, so I definitely see food in my near future. Had some peanut butter cup ice cream yesterday. First time I'd had ice cream in months. I have to admit, it was pretty good. Yep, I'm sweating pretty good. Having a good weekend. I really hope you guys are having a great weekend. I really do. Here. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Sorry for the crazy ride, my friends. Got it? There we go. So we got the pew pew jugs here for shooting. That's an empty can. We don't shoot full containers of fuel. It's just we fill them with water. These metal cans really go up really good when you shoot them. Plastic ones do too, but the metal ones get a little stiffer rigidity for the hydrostatic shock. So my friends, click like and subscribe, share the content. Thank you very much for walking with me. Say a prayer for Trump and the country. Keep praying for the country. It works. And we have good times ahead in this country. And that was a big hurdle, getting that one big beautiful bill passed, so we could have a one big beautiful life. So stay tuned for what's going to happen next. I'm going to enjoy it. Love you guys very much, and we'll see you on the next walk. Stay frosty. Stay sharp, my patriotic friends. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep an eye behind you. I'm looking behind me now. See you later, everybody.